Okay guys, so what's the reason why I bought this Honda Accord? Una, because I never had a Honda Accord. I always had sa mga Honda brand, Honda cars before. Nung high school ako, I had a Honda CR-V. I think it was the first generation, which is, I remember that car kasi it was the first SUVs na maliit na ganito yung gear shift ng automatic, parang L300. At the same time, it had the double din stereo. So that's one thing that really stood out. Not only that, I think it was a 2-liter engine na sobrang okay siya back then. I think the model was a 1998 Honda CR-V. So that's, and I had a Civic, Honda Civic, I think 2002. Yun, that's the only two Hondas I had in my lifetime. So this is the third one. For some reason, I always liked the Accord. The only problem is my dad, he cannot drive big cars. Gusto niya mga subcompact, sedans, hatchbacks, or really little CUVs, yung mga maliliit talaga. Like yung mga, like the Hyundai Konas now, even the, ano pa ba, yung mga Mazda CX-3, Mazda CX-30. So really small SUVs. Kasi my dad is, hindi siya sanay sa driving big cars, especially sa parking. But when I had the chance to buy, the cars that I want, I decided to buy bigger cars because I'm more comfortable with bigger cars. Kasi guys, college days ko, I used to drive mga Ford trucks. So I had a Explorer Sport Track, I had a Ford Expedition Eddie Bauer XLT, so the 4x2. So those were really good cars. And back then naman nung college guys, mura lang naman gasolina nun. Not like now. Diba hindi na uso masyado yung Expedition. Normally people buy Land Cruiser, diba? The patrols, yung mga diesel, Pajero, ganon. Tapos of course, if you have a little bit better budget, bili ka ng X5, Q7, diba? Mercedes GLE, and of course the Audi Q7. Diba? So, back to why I like the Honda Accord, this one. So this is a 8th gen guys. Una, because it didn't cost me a lot of money, that's one. Second guys, I watched Scotty Kilmer. I don't know if you know him, but he's a famous mechanic in the States, and he's been a mechanic for about 52 years I think. And he always advises na to, if ever you're gonna buy second-hand cars, he never bought brand new cars guys. This guy who's a mechanic, and he works on cars for a living. So these are the guys, the type of people, especially as a YouTuber, you should listen to. Because he has the experience, and he doesn't want people to get ripped off, diba? He doesn't want people to spend so much money on a car. Scotty Kilmer, which is a famous YouTuber, who's a mechanic and who works on cars for a living, he always recommends Toyota, Honda cars. And now, for some reason, he likes Mazda, which is a great company. Mazda is a small company, and they only make a few models, but they make their models pretty good. I mean, each and every segment really hit the ballpark, meaning all their cars from Mazda 2 all the way to the Mazda CX-9. And of course, their Mazda, as we all know, the Mazda Miata MX-5 RF, right? And the soft top. They're all very well-built cars. I mean, yes, Mazda here in the Philippines, like Subaru, are priced a little bit higher than Toyota and Mitsubishi, right? But they're good cars. So Scotty Kilmer always recommends these kind of cars. And I don't blame him. You know, before, I never liked Camrys and Accords when I was younger kasi I thought they're always for like yung mga businessmen, older people, diba? And normally the ones who drive Accords and Camry, may driver sila. And I get it. I get why pala may driver kasi the back seat, guys, is so comfortable. Like I said, those two cars have rear sunshade, automatic, which is great. And like I said, the space, comfort, you could fit 3 adults at the back comfortably. You could drive it, you're comfortable, maraming space, malakas ang aircon, suspension is good. And like I said, it's super reliable. I mean, this Accord, guys, when I got it was 82,000, now it's 85,000, and I just replaced wear and tear parts, and that's it. Walang major issues, no sensors tripping in the gauge. With European cars, because I had I've had 5 BMWs, so from E36, E46, E39, E90, and E34. So those are the BMWs I've had, and those are really good cars, built pretty good. Ang ano lang is electronics can be, sometimes they pop out, diba? Not like with Japanese cars. This one, the Accord and Camry, I've never had issues with seatbelt tripping or any sensors na makikita mo. Very rare that does that happen unless you really neglect the car. And also, guys, the parts you could find anywhere. Honda, Toyota, especially in the Philippines. Kahit saan ka pumunta, from QC, of course, Banawe, Evangelista, you go to Cavite, you go to Sucat, Parañaque, Las Piñas. There's parts everywhere, so hindi ka mahirapan. So, if your car needs attention kagad, if there's parts that you need, you could actually get them kagad. Ako, guys, normally what I do is I get my parts online, yung mga reliable shops na alam ko na. And what I do, I pay online and I just have it lalamove to my house. Tapos I go to my nearby shop here in where I live, here in Alabang, and doon ko na pinapagawa. So it saves me a lot of time and a lot of money also. So that's also the reason. And guys, this Accord's 12 years old, so it's a 2008. It has still a lot of creature comforts. I mean, both front passengers are fully automatic. The seats, aircon's good. It has a rear automatic sunshade, even has a sunroof here. And the interior, the leather interior after 12 years is still nice. The padding is nice and thick. Parang brand new talaga, to be honest. Like I said, the suspension is good. Brakes are good, pretty good. I mean, it's not a sports sedan, right? But it's pretty good. It's pretty reliable. I mean, not a lot of brake dust on these kind of cars. Tapos, guys, it has memory seats for the Honda Accord. Tapos, even the wood up to now, hindi pa siya nagka-crack or walang sira. So, guys, if you're gonna ask me how much it costs, I mean, like I said, the Camry and the Accord in this year model, they only cost from 3 to maybe 500,000 at most. So you're talking about the 2012 model. But under 2010, 350 around that price, and you get a really nice sedan. I mean, with 350 now, what can you get brand new? You can't. I mean, a Wigo would cost maybe $500,000 now, and that's a Wigo. It's a really tiny car, and to be honest, I don't know the safety rating of Wigos and Hyundai and Mitsubishi Mirage. They're really small cars. I don't normally recommend small cars just because of the safety aspect. You could put a lot of airbags, but once matamaan ka ng bus or jeep on 60, in the highway, the chances are you getting injured is pretty high compared to cars like this, which is pretty big, and they have good safety and NCAP ratings in Europe and in the States, right? So importante yun. A lot of people tend to neglect safety ratings. So even for a second-hand car, diba, this car has 6 airbags pa, 12 years old, diba? So that's one thing, guys. I mean, like I said, mid-size sedans are dying, taken over by really small SUVs kasi of the ride height, and I get that. But at the same time, iba pa rin yung ride ng isang mid-size sedan, and of course the full-size sedans. And like I said, also, guys, because everybody's watching out for the money, this is a very good option for you to buy with not a lot of money that you have to spend on a car. Kasi guys, cars depreciate. Kahit anong sabihin mo, they depreciate, right? And if you want just a normal daily car and you want your family to be with you in comfort and to be safe, these are the cars I would recommend talaga. I mean, I've had the Camry for a little over a year, maybe a year and a half na, with no issues talaga. Engine, transmission, smooth. Yeah, regardless, I mean, yeah, it's 55,000 kilometers, so it's low mileage. But like I said, guys, you could get cars like this from the first or second owner na naalagaan nila. Those are the type of people you should buy your cars from, right? That's why I always recommend join Facebook. There's a lot of members. Camry, there's a Camry club and there's a Honda club, right? And they can easily help you guys out with parts, and some even supply parts for you, which is great. Whether it's brand new or surplus, marami dyan. So guys, this is my video about the Accord and why you should get it. I think it's a pretty good car to get for not a lot of money, like I said. So keep safe, guys. Thanks for watching. And I'm gonna show you maybe in a week or so a couple of cars that I'm gonna review. Pretty good cars. I mean, this not so common cars here in the Philippines. So guys, take care, keep safe, please subscribe.